So, as I mentioned previously, I made a three trilogy movie series with the Lunchies. Now, I kind of want to talk about what it was like making the film and whatnot. So this will be somewhat long. So here we go. So the film is called We're Gonna Regret This. It's a movie basically about the Lunchies making a film. I mean, it's very basic. I mean, it's self-explanatory. It's a cheap film. It's easy to make. So we made three in total, but I'm mainly gonna talk about the second one because that was the most influential to me, and that's one where I was really more involved in. So here we go. So I want for a bit of context, we're gonna look at this one. It was for the school festival. We did it as a kind of a flick, you know. It's like, oh yeah, we did this, and then done. That was gonna be it. But later on, I took the directing role in the middle of shooting that one, and at that time, my passion kind of shifted to directing or making films, and there was this desire to really like improve on it. So I pitched the idea, saying, "Why don't we make a sequel?" And everyone's like, "Sure." But I mainly kind of took the role of script making from the beginning, because in the timeline here, it was February 2025. We released it. It was okay. Maybe as a movie, it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was good, but as a movie that we shot in a month, it was at least okay. But around March, I started outlining what the film might be. Of course, I had almost no experience of making films during that time, so I was really like I was thinking big and wide, you know. So I was like, okay, how about this? At the very end, right? I kill my best friend because I thought she was a villain, right? And then like, look, I forgot what people said up to that, but and now I think about it, yeah, what the hell was that? Old Sam, what are you doing? But let's just skip past. So when we actually first, started actually working on the script itself, we spent around 4 months in total. I spent a lot more than that, but like Noah and Leica, they mainly started around later on. Eventually we made multiple outlines and then we kind of merged it into one big outline. And in this one, most of the story was from my outline, most of it. I don't want to like take credit, but that's the truth. Most of the story came from my outline. Of course, it's not just me. I mean, like there are a mix of their outlines too, but majority of it was from me. And I was like, okay, this is my time to shine. This is where my big project takes off. So this is when we actually start filming. I mean, actually, we did miss a few deadlines in the writing process, but who cares? Who cares about that? I mean, who cares? Okay, but I should probably mention one thing. In the middle, right in the writing process, I already talked about some things that piss me off, but our main writer Noah, he's a very busy guy. Okay, he's a very busy guy. So like the things he do, I can understand. He wrote his outline in a span of a week, and I was really skeptical. And it was a good outline, but like I don't know. I don't know. That's just something that I had in my brain while doing that. But that's besides the point. So this is the part where I started filming. So because we're filming it with a large group, and this movie is a lot bigger than the first one. Like I'm talking like bigger, better, in every way possible. So the first filming, we had to find schedules. Like we had to get make a schedule and like finding what days to film and that kind of stuff. And it is a nightmare. I'll tell you this: if you're gonna do a small indie film, never, I mean, never do this with a huge group. I mean, finding a day was a miracle, but we got lucky on most occasions. We got fairly lucky with what times to film, which I'm still very grateful for that. But yeah, and not just that, but finding the day is the easiest bit. From there, you have to manage the group. I mean, me and Laika and Noah were managing the group, and holy crap, it's like basically taking care of like a bunch of children. That's what it pretty much is. Of course, some people were actually focused and dedicated. I have high respects for those. But some people who were distracted, we had to like put them straight. Like, hey, can you focus up here? Blah blah blah. You signed up for this, and at the beginning of the movie, we asked like from 1 to 5, how much you want to be in this movie. 1 is like barely any scenes, just like a cameo level, and then like 10, like I mean not 10, like 5 is like I want to be in every scene. I want to be super important. And the people who chose 5 tend to be more distracted. That kind of pissed me off just a bit, but if people get distracted, so fair enough, right? Fair enough. And yeah, so filming we got done, but I guess I got more to talk about here. So for production, mainly filming, it was fun. And the thing we really underestimated is in the first film, right? Since we're so small, like filming days took like what, like 3 hours, and then we can get pretty much most of the filming done. Because this film was a lot bigger than our previous film, filming a 1 minute scene probably took an hour, maybe even more. 1 minute equals to almost 1 hour of filming time. Now that sounds ridiculous, but that's what it really felt like, and that's what it was majority of the time when filming that forest. Because we didn't account for the times, we filmed it, and then by the time we got out, it was pitch black. If we compare the footage, in the beginning you can see fairly well, but later on you can't. So we really underestimated how much time filming would take. And that's one of the bigger problems. And the longest day of filming we had is probably 8 hours, maybe 8 hours or so. As we had to get to location at like 8:30 in the morning. I had to wake up at 6 a.m. It was exhausting as hell, but we got it done. And we usually do it on every Saturday, and every Friday we go out and eat dinner. I get home at like 10:30 and just go out. I had to go to bed immediately, wake up at 6 a.m. It was really tough, but to me, this is my passion, and it was fully worth it. And then after almost 3 months of filming, almost every Saturday, not all, but almost every Saturday we filmed. And after all that, we finished with production. And now we move on to post production, and this is mainly me. Post production was mainly my job, editing. Because in the lunches, I'm the okay. I wouldn't say I'm the only one who can edit, but I'm the only one who has all the what is it equipment to, I guess, edit with. Sandra would be pissed if I say this, but I use Filmora, and I always will. But I want to. Okay, it's just an excuse to do all the editing. I really like I really like editing. Okay, I'm sorry. I like editing. Okay, I'm okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just really like editing, so it's just kind of an excuse to edit more. Yeah, my bad, bro. My bad. I'm kind of selfish here, but but after filming, everything's super easy. Editing took around like 4 weeks, but that was the easy part of filming. That was the easy. I mean editing. Cause and then here's the worst part of it. We all had nitpicks, and the amount of nitpicks there were. Of course, even if all of us edited multiple scenes, we'll always have nitpicks. No matter what, we'll always have nitpicks. Everything, nothing is perfection. Nothing will be perfect. But so I took almost, I don't even know how long, but a while fixing up the nitpicks. And when we finally finished up the nitpicks, we got ready for the promotion bit of the movie. So promotion, I really wanted to do promotion. Noah wanted to as well, but he didn't really do. I mean, he did do quite a bit, but like compared to what the stuff I did. But we should decide to make posters, and the way we made them is like we got famous movie posters, Karate Kid, The Last of Us, whatnot. Not just movies but games too. We just got famous posters, and we quote unquote lunchified them. We kind of turned into like lunchified movie posters. And I want to be honest, I think that's one of my best ideas I've ever had because it turned out some of the posters turned out great. Leica had really nice posters. Noah made a few nice posters. Maybe not the movie ones, but like side posters. He made a decent. He made a decent like the main movie poster, and I'm really proud of of my posters. I made like I think I made like 10. I had a field day with making the posters because I like making posters. But yeah, we just made a bunch of posters, and before we haven't actually published any of the promotional stuff yet, but I'll get back to the posters. But we plan to, like post all these posters every day until the actual movie comes out, public release. But, and while filming, we actually posted a few teasers here and there. It wasn't like really obvious teasers. It was like just like really subtle. You can't even like tell what the hell's going on. So we posted like ones that like what the we posted ones like oh, it's we're filming the movie and this could be a cooking scene, but yeah, we didn't really do a lot with in terms of teasers. We didn't really reveal a lot, but that was the whole point. I kind of enforced that, saying like we can't reveal anything, and yeah, and then here comes the big day, the premiere. So I wanted to hold a private premiere for all the people who helped out in the film and worked on the movie with us. And we invited like a lot of people, like 30 plus people. And for the premiere, we got like a bunch of decorations and we held it in the school hall. And there's windows there. And we got these black trash bags to cover all the windows, so it's like semi-dark. Of course, it didn't make everything dark, but it made it like darker than it usually is. And also we made a as for in the first film when we showed it off that's the school festival, we made like a countdown, like it was like a 10-minute countdown or something, maybe 5 minutes. I don't remember. We made a countdown, counting down like when the movie's gonna start. And I liked that idea so much. I made another one, but it's like 30 minutes long, and I added like a bunch of famous movies soundtracks and songs. And one thing I really liked, the thing I really like doing is I added the Fantastic Four soundtrack because I'm a big fan of that soundtrack, the new one of course. And when it said Fantastic Four at the very end, the timer said 4 seconds left, but that's something I did kind of cool with. We and also the movie posters, we printed them out fairly big sizes, and we put them on the walls, and people took pictures of them. I'm really happy. Some people actually took pictures of the posters that we all made. And we gave out a few posters, and it was amazing. And during the premiere, we did have a few networking issues, but Noah saved the day by doing like quest trivia time, and then he just started saying like okay, what was this, and why was this in the movie, or like that kind of stuff. He was a freaking genius for doing that. But yeah, the premiere turned out pretty nicely, even though a lot of the people didn't show up. The premiere turned out fairly nice. And for the public release, whew, it's coming up. It's the public release is February 14th. We're gonna show it off to the New School Festival. The movie is around 40 minutes long. First film was actually around 15 minutes long, and that's what we had to work with. But we kind of negotiated with the teacher saying, hey, can we because prepping takes almost no time. Can we just do 40 minutes or something? Or they said 40 minutes, but and he's like, yes. But that was like early 2025. So at the point they might have changed their minds. I don't know. I'm kind of paranoid, but who cares, right? But it's a 40-minute runtime. We're gonna hold it at the hall. No trash bags this time. Just projector, boom, that's it. I am excited. Well, so, but to put it into perspective, the private premiere was held in December 17th. The public release is February 14th, so it's like a almost 2 month gap. So yeah, it's coming up, and yeah, I'm very excited to present it. To speak in front of a bunch of people again, but it's not my first time. There's some everyone at the school will get to see pretty much my child. I a lot of my suggestions, a lot of my vision was put into this, and a lot of vision from Like and Noah put into this. I mean, yeah, it's our baby, but to us, it's our baby. I mean, it's just I'm happy with it. Being happy with the project is hard for me because I'm a perfectionist. I'm never happy with anything that I make, but this time I'm like incredibly happy with it. Of course, there's a lot of things that I would change, of course, but right now, as it is, I'm very, very happy with it. And from what I learned a lot of things about time scheduling, producing, and just cinematography. I learned a lot, and from the feedback of the private premiere, everyone seemed to love it. And my dad, he's a big movie guy, and he said the cinematography was really good. Like he really praised a lot of things, but also he gave like actual uh, constructive criticism, which I really accepted very well. And it just the amount of feedback that came back to me was genuinely one of the best in my life. And Tori and Lancy, like Tori couldn't come to the school festival, but I sent her the video, and and she sent me a recording of her reacting to it, and I edited it together. And genuinely, it means so much. Of course, I mean, people saying, "Oh, it's a really good movie." Yeah, I mean, yeah, I appreciate that, but if people actually go down to the minus point where they say this part was really good, and so this part, like the cinematography in this scene was really, really good, and I loved it. So the music syncing, I every person who has helped, who has said anything positive with the movie, I just can't thank you enough. Like this really pushed me to make more movies, to make more stuff, and I know that this is what I wanted to do. I know that this is what I wanted to do for my future. Like I know. With game development, I was unsure. I had doubts. This one, I know it. I enjoyed every single damn minute of making that film. Every minute. And I don't regret any of it. So you could say we did not regret this.